Hey guys, what's going on? It's Don here from Novaspirit Tech and welcome back to our channel. And today we are going to be solving a big problem that we have with this quad Sata NAS for the Raspberry Pi. So let's get started. Alright, so you guys might have seen this before on my channel, which is the quad Sata NAS for the Raspberry Pi. Now, the biggest issue that we have with this right now is that you're not able to use the FS tab to mount the hard drives. Now, FS tab runs before any system runs. It basically tells you where the hard drive is, mount that, then run the files off there. If I can't detect the board or the hard drives that are on it before FS tab, it's basically useless to us. So we can't use that feature to mount the hard drives. That's where a lot of problems stem from, where if we're trying to run Open Media Vault or something that has to do with network shares, the hard drives are not initialized. Now, the solution to this is actually to create an Automount script in the systemd that will actually kickstart after the RockPi script runs and before the network system runs. So basically, you will have the hard drives ready, just not at boot, but after the board gets detected. So in this tutorial, that's what we're going to be doing. Creating an Automount script for systemd. Now this works not just for the RAID system. This will work for individual hard drives in this area. This will work for any Linux as well, that's systemd. So you don't have to directly use this to propose for this system setup. But if you got some Linux that you need to boot a hard drive after the fact of something or another service boots, you could use this script to also Automount. So let's jump into it. All right, so here we have my desktop. I'm just going to be using SSH. Maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. And we are going to jump right into our Raspberry Pi with this quad Sata. If I show you guys history, the only thing I did was actually install the RockPi Sata card. They have a little script and then I rebooted it. Oh, I also updated the Raspberry Pi operating system. So that is about it. And if I was to list the device directory, you could see that it actually detects all 4 of the drives. So we are good. It actually boots up and everything, and it gets into detecting the Raspberry Pis through the quad Sata board. Now, there's a couple of things you could do over here at this point. It's either A, you could RAID them together and have it mount with the RAID, or you could mount them individually depending on your scenario. So if you want to have all 4 hard drives separate, you could skip to the next step and not RAID them, or I'm just going to be RAIDing them together so I could have one collection of a bigger drive. So what I'm going to do right here is sudo, actually, you know what? Sudo apt install mdadm. That will allow me to have RAID set up. So we're going to have to install that first. And then once we're done with that, we could use the RAID utility and either RAID 5, RAID 0. I wouldn't necessarily use RAID 1 because RAID 1, technically you could just use rsync and copy the data over to the next hard drive, which is probably a little bit safer than using RAID 1. It's up to you if you want to use RAID 5 so you have one drive as a redundancy. But at this point, I'm just going to use RAID 0 so it's faster and I still get all of my hard drive space. So at this point, this is what you need to do. Sudo mdadm create volume -L. This is what level or what type you want. If you want 5, that's your RAID 5. If you want RAID 1, you would do 1. RAID 0, then that's RAID, the striped RAID. Cluster 64. How many drives you got? So I got 4 drives, so it's N4. So for you, you could do, if you got 2 drives, it's N2. So I would do N4. What you're going to call the device, so it's MD0, what I'm calling it. And then at this point, you do dev, and then the drives you're going to use. You could always do SDA, dev, SDB, like that, and type all the drives out. Or you could actually put them into a bracket, A, B, C, D, and it will actually grab all the 4 drives. Once you hit enter, that is it. I tried this already, so that's why it appears to be in an array. So I'm going to hit yes. It's going to wipe that out and create a brand new RAID called MD0. There's a few ways to do this depending, again, on scenario. I wouldn't recommend this way, which is editing the RC local file. So if you do sudo nano etc rc.local, that will boot up after the system has boot up. After our systemd has done its thing and got everything working, then it will run this script and then it could mount your system. So from here, you could actually type in like, mount dev md0 like so, but that is after the fact of everything, which means sometimes if you have a service that's running, say like Docker, Portainer, Nixcloud, something that will boot up with the systemd, your drives are not ready to be written on. It's not even mounted yet by the time those services started. So that is not recommended unless you know you're not going to be using the hard drive until the operating system is completely booted. I wouldn't do this method. Now, the normal way to do this would be sudo nano etc fstab. So this is where normally the drives are booted. Now, because I was explaining before, the board does not start until after the fstab has ran. This is useless to me because it doesn't even detect the hard drives. So we can't do anything in fstab. So what we're going to be doing is creating a systemd mount, which will actually mount after the SATA quad board mounted, but before everything else. This way you have the drives ready to go before your Docker or Portainer or anything that needs to be booted. Now, to do this, first thing we want to do is make a file system. So sudo mkfs.ext4 /dev md0. Now this will actually format, create the file system ext4, and I could actually mount it after this is done, and then I will be able to get my UUID label, which will allow me to create the next part, which is the systemd Automount. Alright, so here comes the important bits where we're actually going to create this Automount from systemd. Now, first thing we need to do is categorize by UUID, which helps us find the drive better. So what we can do is ls dev disk by UUID, and you should see 3 drives. Now, which one is the one that we want to mount? That's the question. So what we do is blk id, and it shows that the MMC blk partition 2 and partition 1, 37E2, which this guy is mounted to that, and the 6A93, which is this one, is the MMC blk 2. So the only thing that's remaining is this one, which should be our MD0. Now, if you're not SSH into it and you're physically on the machine itself, you really can't just copy and paste. So what I like to do is ls dev disk by UUID, and I'll put 5, 6, like that. Hit tab to autocomplete, put a caret there, and I'm going to name the file that I want to edit portainer.mount, because we're actually going to be mounting it to the root file system portainer, because this is eventually going to be Docker Nixcloud. So now that I did that, it created a file for me, but inside that file, if I nano portainer, it will have that thing that I needed. So while we're in here, we are going to create this auto mount feature. So to start off, we need to do bracket unit. Then in here, we put the description. And I'm just going to call this description quad SATA. And this is the important bit, which is after rockpi-SATA service, which means this will only run or mount it after the rockpi SATA service has started, and requires rockpi-SATA service. So it means that it will boot only after it, and it does require the service itself. So ultimately, this will have to run the rockpi service first. It won't run before that. And the rockpi SATA service runs before the networking, which a lot of other stuff runs after networking. So we are pretty good here. We are covered. Now, we set the mounting options. So the first thing we need to do is what we're planning to mount. So it's what equals dev disk UUID. So that's good. Where we're planning to mount it. So we're going to mount this to Portainer folder. So if you got this on another folder, you could just name it something else like ASDF or whatever it is. But I'm going to put this in Portainer. Since you follow me on the Pi hosted series, you know that when you install Portainer, it creates this folder into the root. So we're going to have all the data stored to our RAID. The type is ext4, because that's what we formatted as. And options. Now this is where you would put the stuff you would put in fstab, like defaults, no fail, And if you got SSDs, you can put discard. Now, lazy unmount is something I read up on that I should be using when I'm unmounting this drive. I don't necessarily remember what it is, but if you look up the manual pages, lazy unmount is there and you can read more about it. Okay, now we're going to do install wanted by multi-user target. Okay, so if you're going to boot this up into a single user where you're, fixing the system, this will not run this. And that is it. Now we also need to create another file called Portainer Automount. And in here it's simple. We just need to do Automount where home Portainer. Install, we would do wanted by multi-user target. So now we have two files. All we have to do is sudo move these. So I'm going to just do Portainer star over to etc systemd system, and that is it. Once you move that, we do sudo systemctl enable Portainer mount. That will actually add it to the startup group and will boot up your mount as soon as the system boots up. So what I'm going to do now is sudo make dir Portainer, just in case if I don't have that folder, but I already have that folder existing. So now we could just do a reboot. Now sudo reboot. Since I have my KVM, what I'm going to do is just monitor the boot up, and you could see if there is no errors or anything. You could actually tell from the side. It would say OK, or if something did fail, it would actually say fail and it would be in red. And you can see it's going to try to boot up the actual system itself, the hard drive itself. And so far, no red dots. I do hear the hard drives kicking in. Look, it says mounted quad SATA right there. And if I do df-h, there you go. dev-md0 is mounted to my Portainer folder. And that is it. I am going to leave all the show notes and everything onto my GitHub. This way you guys could just copy and paste or follow along to see what I've done. This will be, I will be installing Nextcloud on this. That's why I call this guy the Pi Cloud. And I'm going to be using Portainer to install the Docker for Nextcloud, which allows me to also use the hard drive space that I just created. Now, if you guys want to follow on how to do that, I did make a video on the Pi hosted series for Nextcloud, so you can just follow along with that. And it retains the full Portainer folder structure. So now we have our RAID in our system with Portainer. So yeah. Anyway, that is it for me, guys. If you guys have any questions about this, hit me down in the comments below. I will be doing minor upgrades to this guy in the future where I actually want to 3D print a brand new case for it so it could actually breathe a little bit better. But yeah, that will be coming along as well. Anyway, that is it for me, guys. If you guys are new to this channel, consider subscribing and also hitting that bell notification icon so you know when the next video is going to be out. And as I say in my nerd cave, hack till it hurts.